Peace and harmony, my rosebuds. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Conscious Rose. If you have not done it already, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I just shared a video of my birthing experience, or my hospital experience, from when I gave birth almost 7 years ago. And it is so, I can't stress this enough. I can't stress it enough. It is so important that you have a valuable support system when it comes to giving birth, or throughout your whole pregnancy, especially when it comes to birth and you having to go to the hospital. Because first of all, I was not all that educated in childbirth, what to expect, what to do in a hospital. I also didn't have anyone who really would advocate for me when I did not want something, because they also did not know about birth rights in the hospital as well. Because of that resulted in me receiving medication that I did not ask for, and I was not aware of it either. And I was so pissed off when they told me that. They were just like, well, now you have to have an emergency C-section because your daughter is not reacting to the medication that we gave you. I said, I'm sorry, what now? What medication? Nobody came and spoke to me about giving me medication. I didn't know what they was putting up behind me. I don't know. See, this is why it's important to have someone who is a doula, or if you have women in your family that are very educated in childbirth, especially in a hospital setting, they could have been a voice for you. Because my entire pregnancy, I spoke with my midwife, and we planned for a natural birth, for me to give birth with no medication, nothing. And to be in a setting where they give you the complete opposite, it raised a lot of red flags for me. I was extremely uncomfortable. I did not trust the hospital anymore from that point out. And I was just pissed off. And might I add, I did not have a high-risk pregnancy. I didn't have any complications. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with my baby, nothing. So I'm here telling you, based on the video that I shared on my platforms, that was a very transparent video. And giving birth is a natural process. This is why it's so important for women to be educated in childbirth, so that when they go into these settings, they know what's going to happen, or they at least have an idea of what is going to happen, and I advocate so much. This is what started me to become a holistic doula. This is why I advocate for health the way that I advocate for it. This is why I advocate for Black love the way that I do, because it's important for the father to know this information as well, so that he can be the strength, the eyes and the ears, the protector in the space as well. This is why I advocate for women to really get in tune with their health, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, all that, so that you are aware. Because when a woman is giving birth, her mind is not focused on the external forces. She is focusing on herself. This is why when I do have clients, I educate them and I let them know that you really need to get serious about your meditations. You need to get serious about your relationship with God. You need to get serious about hearing your body and knowing what's happening with your body. Because when it comes to giving birth, you are so open. You are a whole portal. You open. You're in this kind of like, your mind is like, it's kind of like, I ain't gonna say you drunk, but just kind of giving an analogy, it's kind of like you just kind of like out of it, So that's why it's important. And this is why also it's important for you not to just have any and everybody around you when you are giving birth, because not only are you open as a portal, but what happens in that space and the energies that are around you can come into you. And this can also stall the labor process. That's why it's important when you are giving birth that you have people around you that are really truly going to support you and going to speak life into you. Because if you don't, you are going to struggle. When you are trying to experience an at-home birth and someone is showing their anxiety or they're nervous that something bad may happen, then it's going to make the mom uncomfortable. And then once the mom is uncomfortable, it's going to actually stop the labor process, and mom is going to tense up. She's going to be in this fight or flight state, and we're going to have trouble with her pushing. And now we're going to have to transfer her. And we don't want that. Get serious about your health as a woman. Get serious about educating yourself as a woman. Get serious about childbirth education. Too many times we get into situations that could have been prevented. 80% to be exact. 80% of C-sections can be avoided. Could be avoided with just some education, being around supported people who are going to advocate for you. And I had to make this video because I felt inspired to. Because I don't know, I woke up today and I was like, let me share my experience. Because it's no joke. It's no joke. And the fact that even, it was a couple times. It was that in the hospital. Then after I gave birth, because I had to do a C-section, the anesthesiologist, he like, you okay? And next thing I know, my lights was out. I don't know what happened after that. I don't know how I got into the room. I don't know what they could have done. Anything they could have. And I was not aware. They could have been giving my baby medicine I did not ask for, vaccines I did not ask for, you know, all types of stuff. And this is why it's important for the man to also be aware and to be advocating for stuff and to be on the same page. Because if a family says that they don't want to give their child vaccinations, that's what it is. You don't have to do those things. They try to make it seem like it's mandatory. You do not have to do those things. You don't. That was the one time, and then that's two times. The third time was I was actually laying down in the hospital bed with my baby. And I know they'd be like, you know, don't sleep with your baby. You can roll over them, all that extra stuff. Okay, got you. But I woke up and my baby was gone. And I went into a panic. Nobody was there. I went into a panic. And then the nurse came in and she was like, no, your daughter's heart rate was dropping, so we had to send her to da 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 da. And I snapped on her because I'm like, listen, wake me up. Wake me up. Let me know what's going on. That's 3 times. 3 times. You know, and I understand they were maybe trying to be considerate because, you know, I'm a new mom. They didn't want to wake me, whatever. I get it. But something like that, you wake my ass up. Okay? Y'all understand? You know? And it's different too, because when you're doing an at-home birth, you have more control over the experience versus when you're in a hospital, you're kind of playing in the lion's den. You know? And you have to watch the way you refuse things, because it can become an issue. Using certain terminologies in the hospital settings can really be a problem. You know, you have to understand, if you decline, you don't refuse, because it's like, oh, you refusing my treatment? Okay, y'all, we have a problem. Houston, we got a problem. You don't say you refuse, you say you decline. And then they give you a paper and you sign it a specific way. VVS, you sign it a specific way. They're not going to tell you that, because they don't make money off of you like that. So, yes, be educated. Take you some childbirth classes. And if that's going to be another topic. Take you some childbirth classes. I don't care. Take you some if you don't do anything during your pregnancy, take you a childbirth class. Take you a lactation class. And as a mother and father, take you some meditation classes, some prenatal meditation and yoga classes, some Zen classes, so that you and dad can be on one accord. Because you have to understand that giving birth is it's kind of like tantra. It's very intimacy. This is the most you're going to see the masculine and the feminine at its most vulnerable space, their most vulnerable points. This is a very intimate space. That's why it's sacred work. It's very intimate. It's a lot of spiritual energy that goes into play that people don't talk about. And we just got these doctors using their nasty hands, transferring all types of energy, touching all types of women. That's why it's a rites of passage for a man to catch his baby. It's something that ignites this man in his fatherhood from him catching the baby. Every man that catches a baby cries. It's a rite of passage. It is a rites of passage. And that's what's wrong with our culture today. We don't follow our rites of passage, and that's why we struggle as a culture in Black America. That's why we struggle so much. We do not have a rites of passage to follow. This is a rites of passage. Just like when a young girl becomes a woman, she has her first menstrual cycle, you're actually supposed to celebrate it. You are. But because women have experienced bad menstrual cycles, they have PCOS, they have PMS, they have endometriosis, they experience these chronic pains during their period, and even not on their period, they're always experiencing some type of discomfort here in the womb area. So instead of celebrating that this young girl has become a woman now, we demonize it. We sit here and say, "Oh, girl, the pain gonna start." Now you're putting and instilling trauma into this young girl who has not even experienced what it's like to become a woman. And that is where we are failing as women. We embrace the bad, but we talk down on the actual good, the actual things that really we should be showing up for. We should be celebrating. We should be doing ceremonies. When a young girl experiences her first menstrual cycle, we should be doing river ceremonies. We should be doing womanhood classes, rites of passage classes. Now that you are a woman, this is how you take care of yourself. And not even just pads. I can't stand just knowing what I know now about sexual education. The sexual education that is taught in schools is a joke. It is a joke. They sit here and tell you, "Oh, wear a condom when you have sex. Put on a pad, tampon, soap, water, whatever. It's bullshit. Okay? It is. We can tell our young girls that, but how do you, now that you are a young woman, how should you carry yourself? Why should you carry yourself this way? How to take care of your spirit as a woman, because we have like we become 4 different women every month now that you're having a menstrual cycle. Okay? Seriously. You're like 4 different women every month. Now that you experience this, now that you're going to be experiencing these type of emotions, how do you ground yourself? What do you do when you are experiencing these different phases of your cycle? Educate these youth girls on what it's like to be a woman. But so many women can't do that because they don't know themselves. And I had to learn that because I didn't know. And I had to learn that. I didn't even have my mother around when I had my first menstrual cycle. And I'm having to learn that. I had to learn that as an adult woman. And sometimes I'm even in the trauma, understanding my traumas, and I'm understanding how just being a mother, being absent, even if she's there, a mother being absent in the time of a little girl becoming a woman, it really affects her in her womanhood, her confidence, her her self-esteem, just knowing herself as a whole, as a new woman, it really affects her as she becomes an adult. So we women have failed, but just because we failed don't mean we can't fix it. Okay, that's why I advocate for womanhood so much. Being a better woman, how to be a better woman spiritually. A lot of these content creators talk about the physical so much, but don't nobody talk about the spiritual. As a woman, if you have a little girl, educate her on how it is so important for her to have a spiritual relationship with herself and God more than anything. Because with us being spiritual creatures, with us being emotional creatures, we have to tap into our spiritual side. We have to. This is our culture. I can't stress it enough. I cannot stress it enough. Okay? So, rites of passage. That is when we understand and overstand that rites of passage, celebrating these things, educating our youth on these things. Just like for boys, for men, when they get a certain age, they're supposed to go more so with their father. When they turn, I want to say it's like, I don't know what's age, I'm guessing it's around the same age as, I'm gonna just say like middle school age, when they about what, 10, 11, I don't know. Men that comment, y'all can educate and correct me if I'm wrong on this part, but from what I know, boys are supposed to go with the fathers. Even if you're a single mother, you have a young boy, he's 10, 11, send him to his father. Whether you don't like him or not, send your son to the father. I'm telling you, that's a rite of passage. Boys, first of all, innately want to follow the fathers when they are young anyway. I noticed this just from studying children, observing children. They want to be in the presence of men. And it kills me seeing women take that away. I just seen a video the other day where this 13-year-old boy was having a graduation, middle school graduation, and the mother didn't even tell the father, but the father showed up at the graduation, and the mother was taking the son away from him in the parking lot, and the son was sitting here crying out for his damn daddy. That is the foolishness that I'm talking about. We deprive these boys of actually becoming better men and becoming men overall. And so it's a rite of passage. That's why a lot of boys be feeling the way that they feel. They be feeling all over the place because women be taking the boys away from their fathers. Send that boy off. Send him off. We need better men. And it's crazy because these men out here be having the skills, but they need something to motivate them. So that's why I say send them off to their fathers. That's it. Send them off. They'll figure it out. That's what they do innately. That's what they do. I love your dog.
Thank you.
What kind of dog is that?
It's a miniature golden doodle.
Oh wow. He's so cute. Yo, this dog is so cute. But anyways, like I said, send him off to his father. Yes, okay. But I just wanted to make this video just to like give y'all something to, this is real out here. People want to come on social media and make it all magical and stuff. No, I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. So if this helps, make sure you drop a rose or share your perspective, your thoughts, whatever. But yeah, I gotta go. Peace out, family.